There are invisible systems of control all around us. An architecture of power that quietly shapes your relationships, your career, and even the thoughts you think are your own. We're here to flip on the lights. Think about that for a second. The most effective cage isn't one you can see or touch. No, it's the one built inside your own head by someone you trust. A prison where the bars are forged from affection, given out just randomly enough to keep you hooked, to keep you hoping. And the locks? They're made from the self-doubt that they so carefully planted in your mind. So let's be perfectly clear. We are not here to make you feel comfortable. We're here to arm you with a harsh, liberating reality. We're giving you the blueprint for the psychological games that define the modern world. This isn't about feeling good. It's about seeing things clearly. To dismantle the game, you first have to recognize the players. The architects of this control, well, they operate from a very distinct psychological profile, a framework that researchers call the dark triad. First up, narcissism. This is the engine of pure ego. It's a grandiose sense of self-importance that's actually built on a foundation of deep, deep insecurity. It needs constant praise, constant validation, and it operates with a chilling inability to even comprehend how other people feel. In their world, there's only one person who really matters: them. Next, we have Machiavellianism. Now, this is the grand strategist, the cold, calculating mind that looks at other people not as human beings, but as pieces on a chessboard. They're either assets or they're obstacles. Morality? To them, that's a weakness. The only thing that matters is winning, and any move, any manipulation is justified if it gets them what they want. And finally, there's psychopathy. This is the most volatile of the three. It's defined by a void, a complete black hole where a conscience should be. It mixes callousness and selfishness with a really dangerous impulsivity. They act without ever thinking about the consequences for others because in their mind, there are none. Now, it is absolutely critical that you understand the difference here. A high Mach, that's the Machiavellian, is like a sniper, patient, strategic, always planning for the long game. The psychopath, on the other hand, is a landmine. Impulsive, reckless, and just looking for an immediate thrill no matter who gets hurt in the process. One is a calculated threat, the other is a chaotic one. So how do these personalities create such powerful, unshakable bonds, especially in their intimate relationships? It's not some kind of dark magic. It's a repeatable psychological process. It's a form of engineered addiction, and it's known as traumatic bonding. The primary tool they use is called intermittent reinforcement, and this is the absolute core of the addiction. It is a devastatingly effective pattern where cruel, devaluing treatment is broken up by these random, unpredictable moments of affection. It's just like a gambler at a slot machine, feverishly pulling the lever. The target gets hooked on the possibility of a win, conditioned to put up with immense pain for just a tiny scrap of kindness. And this is the engine that keeps that slot machine running, the cycle of abuse. It's predictable, yet it's emotionally dizzying. First, the tension builds. You can feel it in the air, thick with unspoken threats. Then, boom, the explosive incident, the rage, the silent treatment, whatever it is. But the most twisted part, the most insidious part, is step 3, the honeymoon. Suddenly, the manipulator becomes the person you fell for, apologetic, calm, loving. And that's the jackpot that keeps you chained to the machine. Dr. Patrick Carnes actually gave this a name. He calls it a betrayal bond, and I want you to listen to that phrasing. It's a dysfunctional attachment that forms precisely because of the danger and exploitation, not in spite of it. It's a loyalty forged in fear, a chemical bond built on a foundation of lies. It makes no sense to anyone on the outside, but when you're in it, it feels unbreakable. And if you think this is all just in your head, you're wrong. This is happening in your brain chemistry. This isn't a metaphor. Research shows that dopamine, the reward chemical, floods your brain more powerfully on an unpredictable schedule than on a consistent one. Their hot and cold behavior literally forges a biochemical addiction inside your brain. It's an attachment as real and as difficult to break as any substance dependency. Now, these patterns, they aren't just confined to personal relationships. Oh no. They thrive in another arena you see every single day. An environment where this behavior isn't just tolerated, it's often rewarded. Welcome to the corporate world. In the workplace, these traits become strategy. Narcissism uses appearance and that superficial confidence to get ahead. Machiavellianism? It weaponizes charm to shape how people see things and to steer decisions. And psychopathy relies on intimidation, on implied threats to control a room. For many people who get to the top, these aren't bugs in the system, they are features. And this creates a really disturbing contradiction. On the one hand, yeah, the Machiavellian leader creates a toxic culture. They destroy employee well-being and they sabotage the flow of information. But on the other hand, they are statistically more likely to get promoted, to get higher salaries, and in some cases, even drive up short-term numbers like sales. You see the problem? The system often rewards the predator. Now let's zoom out, because this dynamic of control is no longer limited to one-on-one interactions. It's been automated. It's been coded into the technology you use every single day, creating a massive digital matrix of manipulation. So what's the line between ethical design and digital manipulation? Well, it comes down to two simple things: salience and force. Ethical persuasion is transparent. You know you're being influenced, and the force is weak, so you still have a choice. Manipulation is the exact opposite. The influence is hidden, it's subtle, and the force is strong, quietly stripping away your ability to choose without you even realizing it. These manipulative designs have a name: dark patterns. And I guarantee you experience them constantly. The endless pop-ups that just nag you until you give in. The way it's super easy to sign up for something, but an absolute maze to cancel it. The hidden fees or extra items that just sneak their way into your cart. All of it is designed with one single purpose: to override your conscious will. Okay, we've turned the lens on the system. Now, we turn it back on you. Understanding the game is the first step. The next, and the hardest, is recognizing its signature in your own life. This is about reclaiming your reality, and it starts with unflinching self-awareness. So I want you to ask yourself with total honesty, do you find yourself making excuses for the person who hurts you? Do you feel a desperate craving for their approval right after they've torn you down? Are you constantly walking on eggshells, just trying to manage their moods? Do you blame yourself for their behavior? Have you accepted treatment you once swore you never ever would? Be honest. These are not the signs of love. They are the symptoms of a bond that is built on trauma. So there it is. You have the blueprint. You've seen the architects, the mechanisms of addiction, and the game board that stretches from the bedroom to the boardroom to your web browser. You now know the unspoken rules. And you're at a crossroads. The choice to remain in ignorance, to click away and forget all this, that's easy. But the choice to see reality as it truly is, well, that takes commitment. The question is, what are you going to do? Will you keep living by their rules, or will you commit to seeing the truth? Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and join the people who choose to be aware. The next lesson is waiting for you.